Hello, everyone. Today's topic is a Buddhist perspective, the 5 desires that make you anxious and dissatisfied. Buddhism teaches that we live in a world of endless suffering, fears, and dissatisfaction called the Saha realm or realm of endurances. But why is our fear and dissatisfaction endless? Buddhism teaches that this is because we are constantly troubled by 5 desires. The cause of our inability to escape from suffering lies within us. So today, I would like to talk about what exactly these 5 desires are, why they bring us anxiety and dissatisfaction, and what we should do about it. Here is what I will talk about today. First is hounded by the 5 desires. Second is why do desires make us anxious? Third is why do desires bring dissatisfaction? I will talk about these 3 things. Buddhism teaches that we have 5 desires and that these bring us anxiety and dissatisfaction. The first of these desires, the desire for food, means wanting to eat and drink. We want to enjoy delicious foods and indulge in sweet things. The desire for wealth means wanting money in possessions. It's called the desire for wealth because if we have money, we can buy the things we want, like cars and clothes. If our bank balance is high, we feel happy, and that's because of our desire for wealth. The desire for love means wanting to engage in intimate relations. The desire for fame means wanting praise, recognition, appreciation, and respect from others, as well as not wanting to be ignored or be treated rudely. The desire for sleep means wanting rest and leisure. We are hounded by these desires day in, day out. As I've been saying all this, you might have recognized that these desires are constantly at work within you. We go through life being constantly assailed by our desires from morning till night. When we're startled out of our sleep by our alarm clock and we see that it's 6:30 a.m., our first thought is that we want to sleep some more, but we have to get up now. That is the desire for sleep. Wanting to stay there in our warm, cozy bed and wishing we didn't have to go to work, we wonder whether we should just call in sick instead. That's how strong our desire for sleep is. So why do we still get up anyway? We worry about our reputation. Calling in sick again will leave a bad impression on the company and will damage our superior's view of us. This is the desire for fame. We want to be valued by our superiors and seen as a capable member of the company. If we keep calling in sick so we can laze about in bed instead of work, however, we won't be able to earn the good reputation we want, so we force ourselves to get up. We might assume that getting up instead of staying in bed means that we have valiantly conquered our desire for sleep. But actually, the choice to get up is driven by desire too. What's happened is just that the desire for fame has won out over the desire for sleep. We deny ourselves one thing we desire in favor of obtaining another thing we desire. Once we've got up, we look in the fridge for something to eat. This is the desire for food. We also select our outfit and maybe put on makeup. The reason why we take so much care of our appearance is that we want our colleagues to think we look good, which is the desire for fame. Then we might find ourselves admiring someone we find attractive on the way to work, which is the desire for love. Once we're at work, we fret about what we should do to gain the favor of our superiors and hope we can earn a bonus for a job well done. These are the desires for fame and wealth. We might also feel motivated to achieve more in hopes of impressing a colleague we've got our eyes on. In this way, the desires for love, wealth, and fame spur us on at work. At lunchtime, we feel hungry and want to grab something to eat, which is the desire for food. Eating our fill leaves us drowsy and we have to fight to stay awake all afternoon. This is the desire for sleep. So in this way, each person is being constantly swayed by the 5 desires throughout each day. Sometimes we find ourselves torn between 2 different desires. For instance, we might wonder if we should fulfill our desire for food or stick to our diet and so fulfill our desire for fame. If there's cake in front of us, we feel really tempted to eat it. This is the desire for food. However, we might restrain ourselves for fear of putting on weight. This is the desire for fame. Wanting others to be impressed by our slim figure is the desire for fame. In this way, we choose between our desires. Those who choose the desire for food will go ahead and eat the cake. Those who prioritize the desire for fame, however, will refrain and so succeed at their diet. Many people think those who succeed at dieting are strong-willed, but really, one could say that what's strong here is actually their desire for fame. Both choices are equally motivated by desire. Some people are able to think ahead and act based on that, whereas others aren't. This shows a difference in intelligence. Those who can think ahead will be mindful that not eating the cake will mean avoiding putting on weight and maintaining a balance regarding one's 5 desires. Their minds work through equations like calculators, and then the answer flashes up, do not eat. We often hear of people having affairs with colleagues. This happens because of the desire for love. However, having an affair is dangerous. If you're found out, you will lose social standing as well as your reputation at work, and if your family is torn apart because of the affair, you might end up having to pay all sorts of damages. Some people are too afraid of these consequences to have an affair, while for others, that desire for love is too strong to resist. Do you select the desire for love and have an affair? Or do you select the desire for fame and avoid the risk of wrecking your happy home and losing face at work? There must be many people who are facing this dilemma. People who can consider all these factors and make a firm decision when faced with such a dilemma are probably the sort who can achieve a good balance when it comes to their 5 desires. As it is said, in life there are winners and there are losers. Some people are good at this kind of thing while others aren't. Even so, since all people are motivated by the 5 desires that hound them daily, both kinds of people are the same in the sense that the 5 desires are a driving force in their lives. From a Buddhist perspective, all people are slaves to our 5 desires, which constantly trouble us. Though we might feel impressed at how hard someone is working, the driving force behind all people's efforts is these 5 desires. But Buddha teaches however much we seek to fulfill these desires, our anxiety and dissatisfaction do not go away and real peace of mind remains out of reach. So why do the 5 desires bring us anxiety and dissatisfaction? This is what I will clarify next. People who invest in stocks are always looking at graphs. If they see their stock prices going up, it makes them happy. People who invest in cryptocurrency also get excited to see their chosen currency's value going up. If instead the value is going down and into the red, they get depressed and wish they'd never invested in it at all. Much like with stocks, in life we are constantly striving with all our might to figure out how better to satisfy our 5 desires and make the line on the graph go up, so to speak. For a poor student, even getting to enjoy a cheap beef bowl at a local chain store might be a luxury, and they might wonder what they should do so that they can eat even tastier foods. It's with this kind of goal that people work or find other ways to raise money. When it comes to the desire for love, if, say, after 10 years spent alone you finally get a girlfriend, the next thing you'll focus on is how to make your relationship more harmonious. In this way, everyone is putting an effort to satisfy their 5 desires, whether by gaining an income, earning appreciation from others, or getting others to trust us more. After all, it feels really satisfying to become able to buy products that you would have hesitated to buy before. It means your graph has gone up, so to speak. You found success you've won, and now you can satisfy more and more of your desires. If, on the other hand, the graph is going down, that might indicate that you're not earning as much as you used to and you'll have to cut down on spending, or that your relationship with your partner has grown cold. You might find you're just not getting the recognition you once got from your job anymore. So what should you do about this? How can you make the graph go up instead of down? People try various things during times like these, like getting investment advice, changing their job, or getting a side job. Life is a constant quest to make the line on the graph go up. However, as anyone who invests in stocks will know, there are times when a stock's value drops dramatically. That is always worrisome. After all, it's human nature to take losses twice as hard as gains. You'll notice a loss of $10,000, twice as much as a gain of the same amount. In this way, we're more sensitive to values falling than to them rising. We don't know what might happen. Disasters happen all the time, whether natural or man-made. If you lose your house in an earthquake, you'll need to build a new one, which costs money. If you suffer a major blunder at work, you might be set to menial tasks, which will mean your desire for fame won't be satisfied. Anything can happen at any time, so there's never any guarantee you'll always be able to satisfy your 5 desires. Sometimes things you never thought could happen will happen, and your life might end up in complete disarray, with your beloved spouse asking for a divorce as the cherry on top of the worst possible cake. In life, everything may suddenly collapse in this way. As hard as you might strive to prevent this from happening, life is sure to throw things at you out of the blue. We constantly fret about how on earth we can stop the line on the graph from plunging right down. This means we cannot escape from anxiety. If life means striving to make the line on the graph go up as much as possible, then we have to live in constant fear of it dropping. That's why we cannot escape from anxiety. If we suddenly fall ill, then we might no longer be able to eat the foods we usually eat, we'll be unable to earn money, and we might need someone else to take care of us too. Our carer might even wonder how long we're going to keep on living for. So aging and illness can send the line crashing right down. Then, once we die, all the money from our stocks will be as much help to us as plain scraps of paper. In other words, when we die, we won't be able to enjoy any of the things we took delight in life anymore, as we will lose everything. We might feel a sense of assurance at all the money we've managed to accumulate in life, but the problem is that we won't be able to take any of it with us when we die. Our fortune will get passed on to other people. Half might go to the government, while the other half might be squabbled over by our children. That raises the question, what were our lives for? For what purpose did we strive so hard to earn money and invest in stocks? Death may come at any time, perhaps even tonight, and this fact leads us to live in never-ending unease. The reason why we never cease to be dissatisfied is that there is no end to our 5 desires. It is impossible to fully satisfy our 5 desires. Let's take food as an example. Amongst all the many desserts of the world, there is the chocolate parfait. Parfait is a French word meaning perfect. Which dessert is the tastiest? Is it ice cream? Is it fruits? Fresh cream? Chocolate? While debate over this was raging on, people decided to create the perfect dessert, a dessert that contains all of everyone's favorite things, and thus, the chocolate parfait was born. So as its name suggests, the parfait was meant to be the ultimate dessert. Despite this, desserts have not actually reached a point of completion. Practically every year, some new dessert makes an appearance, boasting of a unique and novel mouthfeel. In 16th century Japan, confectionaries were high-class items to the point where you'd have to exchange a whole fort for a single sweet. Japanese tea master Sen no Rikyu, who lived during this period, used to serve things like dried persimmons and kelp at tea ceremonies. Nowadays, no one would consider those sweets, and children would definitely turn their noses up at those. When it comes to chocolate alone, there are new varieties coming out all the time, with differences in sweetness and texture. With new products being created one after another, sweets have definitely not reached a point of completion. This is true for everything else too. Food will never reach a point of completion, and nor will things like money or romance. We will desire them endlessly without ever actually perfecting them. If we're poor, we'll strive hard to gain more money so that we can enjoy better quality foods and other such things. The more money we earn, the more money we will spend. We live in an age where we're constantly having adverts beamed into our eyes. Here's a great travel destination. You know you want this bag. Isn't this suit so cool? On our computers and smartphones, we are shown products based on info that an AI algorithm has been gathering about our standard of living, that works on us subconsciously to make us want things. We might think we'll be content with just making a bit of money, but then we hear we can make even more money if we invest in another thing. There is no end to the appeals for us to invest in this or purchase that. Never do we reach a real point of completion. We always seem to be competing with someone and in a constant state of dissatisfaction. It's like we're going around a circular track without a goal. The reason why we can't escape from anxiety and dissatisfaction is that we are being hounded by the 5 desires. So, how do we stop being hounded by the 5 desires? How can we escape from them or eliminate them? Actually, we can't do any of those things. That's because if we were to eliminate them, we wouldn't be able to go on living. We couldn't live if we had no desire for food or for sleep, and our desire for fame motivates us to work hard instead of never putting any effort into anything. Our drive to actually get up and do things comes from our 5 desires. The 5 desires are to us like the petrol that fuels cars, so without them we wouldn't know what to do with ourselves. They won't go away. They can't go away because we need them. Indeed, it is said that we are each a mass of blind passions. The blind passions are states that trouble and torment us, and there are 108 in all. The most prominent of them all is greed or desire, which is broken down into the 5 desires. It is taught that we humans are each a mass of blind passions, since we are made of nothing but these passions and that the passions are constantly hounding us. Buddhism states that this is our reality as human beings. Well then, if we're made of nothing but blind passions, how can we find genuine peace of mind and satisfaction? That is what Master Shinran dedicated his life to clarifying. He taught us just what we should do if we want to find real heart's ease and contentment, despite being made of nothing but blind passions. Master Shinran himself had struggled with the question of how to obtain true happiness while being assailed by the passions. How grievous! As I, most foolish Shinran, am swallowed in the vast sea of lust and troubled by the great mountain of fame and wealth. Here, Master Shinran spoke with remorse and anguish over how tormented he was by his own lust and desire for fame and wealth, Yet simultaneously, he rejoiced that he had found true happiness. The teachings of Master Shinran, and therefore of Pure Land Shin Buddhism, are all about how we can obtain that same true happiness despite being constantly troubled by our 5 desires. If you want to know the answer, then please do keep on listening to Buddhism. Thank you for watching this video.